What makes Mary's revelation so powerful is the honesty with which she shared it. She did not sugarcoat her reasoning or attempt to please everyone. Instead, she stood firm in her truth, acknowledging that while her decision may not make sense to all, it makes sense to her. In doing so, she has once again shown the vulnerability and strength that have made her such a relatable figure to so many viewers. Fans who have experienced divorce or heartbreak themselves know that the decision about whether to keep or change a last name is never simple. For Mary, it is a reflection of her growth, her identity, and her refusal to let someone else dictate her choices. As Sister Wives continues into new seasons, Mary's role remains a subject of fascination. With Christine and Janelle forging ahead into lives independent from Kody, and with Robyn still tied closely to him, Mary's journey occupies a unique space. She is both part of the family's history and a woman carving out her own path. Her refusal to drop the Brown name underscores that complexity, reminding fans that she cannot be neatly categorized as simply Kody's ex or as a woman moving on. She is both, and she is more. The cultural significance of Mary's decision also adds another layer to the discussion. In many societies, women are expected to drop their ex-husband's name after divorce as a symbolic act of closure. But Mary is challenging that norm, showing that identity is not always so straightforward. Her decision invites fans to question their own assumptions about marriage, divorce, and the meaning of names. Is a last name just a label, or is it a reflection of a person's life story? For Mary, it is clearly the latter. As debates rage online, one thing is certain. Mary's choice has once again put her at the center of the Sister Wives conversation. Whether fans agree or disagree, they cannot stop talking about her, and that speaks to her enduring impact on the show's legacy. She has never been afraid to walk her own path, even when it drew criticism, and this decision is no different. By revealing the real reason she refuses to drop Kody's surname, Mary has reminded viewers that she is more than just a former wife. She is a woman reclaiming her identity on her own terms. Ultimately, Mary's decision is about authenticity. She has lived as Mary Brown for 30 years, and that is who she feels she is. While her marriage to Kody may have ended, her life as Mary Brown continues, and she is determined to shape that identity in ways that empower her rather than diminish her. Whether fans see it as strength or weakness, the truth is that Mary alone gets to decide how she defines herself. And in the world of Sister Wives, where identities are often shaped by polygamy, family ties, and public scrutiny, that act of self-definition is nothing short of revolutionary. Mary Brown's revelation may shock fans, but it also challenges them to think more deeply about the meaning of names, the legacy of relationships, and the ways in which we carry our past into our future. Her refusal to drop Kody's last name is not about clinging to him. It is about refusing to let him erase her story. And for a woman who has spent years finding her voice in a family that often silenced it, that decision is perhaps the boldest one she has ever made. For more than a decade, Sister Wives has been a reality television phenomenon that has pulled back the curtain on a family dynamic unlike any other on television. Kody Brown and his 4 wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, invited cameras into their lives, their homes, and their hearts, showing millions of viewers the ups and downs of living in a polygamous marriage. But among the wives, Mary Brown has always had a particularly complicated and emotional journey. She was the first wife, the one who laid the foundation for the entire Brown family, before the cameras ever rolled. And yet, her marriage to Kody crumbled before fans' eyes in a heartbreaking saga of distance, rejection, and eventual separation. Even after their relationship ended, however, Meri has shocked fans with one striking choice. She continues to go by the last name Brown. Now, with her secret finally revealed, the world is learning the surprising and deeply personal reason why she is holding on to Kody's surname even now. Meri was born Mary Barber and met Kody Brown long before the idea of starring in a reality show was even imaginable. In 1990, she became his first wife, and for a long time, she was seen as the pillar of the family. She endured as Kody courted Janelle, Christine, and finally Robyn, and while plural marriage often tested her patience and strength, she remained a key part of the family's foundation. Her role as the first wife was both a privilege and a burden. Fans saw her struggle with loneliness as Kody's attention spread across other relationships, and they saw her attempt to repair a marriage that seemed to be slipping away with every passing year. When she finally announced that her spiritual marriage with Kody had ended, many believed that Meri would take that moment to reclaim her maiden name and fully separate her identity from the man who had hurt her. But she chose not to, and that choice has been a point of speculation for years. The question of why Meri has clung to the Brown surname has become one of the most debated topics in Sister Wives fan circles. Social media groups buzz with speculation, and episodes of the show continue to hint at the tension between Meri's desire for independence and the undeniable ties that still bind her to Kody's family. The revelation of her reasoning provides a window not only into her personal heart, but also into the larger theme of identity and self-definition after the end of a long relationship. In a candid moment, Meri revealed that keeping the name Brown is not about Kody at all. Instead, it's about her. She explained that she has lived as Meri Brown for 30 years, far longer than she ever lived as Mary Barber. That name, she says, carries her life story. It carries the struggles she endured as a plural wife, the triumphs she achieved in building businesses, the legacy she shares with her child, and the public identity she has created over more than a decade of reality television. To discard the Brown surname, she insists, would be to discard a massive part of who she has become.
The backlash from fans has been mixed. Some applaud her bravery, saying that she is reclaiming the Brown name and redefining it on her own terms. They argue that Meri has every right to hold on to a surname that represents decades of her life and a legacy that belongs just as much to her as it does to Kody. Others, however, are more critical. They claim that Meri's insistence on keeping the name shows she has not fully moved on, that she remains tethered to a relationship that has long since died. The contrast between her and Christine is often highlighted in these debates. Christine proudly embraced her independence, stepping out from under the shadow of Kody and forging a new identity in her post-Brown life. Many believe Meri could follow the same path, but Meri herself maintains that her journey is different and her choices should not be compared to anyone else's. The professional side of her decision is also significant. For over a decade, viewers have known her as Meri Brown. Her social media accounts, her appearances on the show, and even her business ventures like Lizzie's Heritage Inn are tied to the Brown identity. Rebranding herself as Mary Barber would not only feel strange to her personally, but could also alienate fans who have followed her story under the Brown name. For someone who has built a following and a business around her identity, the decision to keep her name is also practical. She acknowledges this, but makes clear that it is not just about business. It is about authenticity and about staying true to who she has become. The secret Meri has now revealed is that holding on to Kody's surname is not about him. It is about her legacy. For years, she felt unseen, unloved, and unwanted in her marriage, but she also recognizes that those years shaped her. The surname Brown, while once a painful reminder of a marriage gone wrong, is now a reminder of her resilience. She wants to prove to herself and to the world that she can carry that name with pride, not because of Kody, but because of everything she survived while being Mary Brown. This perspective has sparked a larger conversation about the meaning of names in the context of divorce and separation. For many women, changing a name after divorce is seen as a step toward freedom and closure. But for others, the name becomes part of their identity, something they are not willing to give up simply because the relationship ended. Mary's decision highlights the deeply personal nature of this choice. There is no one right answer, and her refusal to follow the expected path is a reminder that identity is never as simple as just a surname. The cultural significance of her decision is even more striking when viewed through the lens of polygamy and the sister wives narrative. For years, the wives' identities were intertwined with Kody's as part of a family unit. Christine and Janelle have stepped into new roles outside of that family, proudly carving out lives where Kody is no longer at the center. Robyn remains tied to him as his only legal wife, and Mary occupies the unique space of being both an insider and an outsider. She is no longer married to Kody, but she is still part of the family's legacy, and by keeping the Brown surname, she asserts that she cannot simply be erased from the story. Her revelation also speaks to a broader theme of control. Fans often criticize Kody for treating his wives as though their identities revolved around him. By keeping the Brown surname, Mary flips that script. She is making the name about her, not about him. In a way, it is an act of defiance, a way of taking something that once symbolized her subjugation and transforming it into a badge of survival. She is not Kody's wife anymore, but she is still Mary Brown, and she gets to decide what that means. As Sister Wives continues to unfold in new seasons, fans will no doubt keep watching Mary's journey with fascination. She remains one of the most emotionally transparent members of the family, unafraid to show her heartbreak, her struggles, and her growth. This openness is what has endeared her to so many viewers and what makes her decision about her surname such a compelling chapter in her story. Whether fans agree with her or not, they cannot deny that her choice is authentic to her. In the end, Mary's secret has been exposed, but it is not the kind of secret fans might have expected. It is not about lingering love for Kody, nor is it about some behind-the-scenes deal to keep the Brown name for publicity. It is about a woman owning her story, embracing the name that shaped her, and refusing to let anyone else dictate what it should mean. For Mary, Brown is not just the name of her ex-husband. It is the name of her survival, her resilience, and her journey. And in holding on to it, she is reminding the world that she cannot be erased, no matter how much her life with Kody might have changed.
The world of Sister Wives has never been short on shocking twists, but the latest revelation has left fans reeling like never before. Kody and Robyn Brown, once seen as the driving force behind the family's commitment to plural marriage, have now turned their backs on the very lifestyle that made them famous. Their dramatic rejection of any future sister wives has sent shockwaves through the fractured Brown family, reopening old wounds and sparking fiery debates among loyal viewers. With emotions running high and bonds hanging by a thread, this stunning decision may mark the most defining and devastating chapter in Sister Wives' history. The story of the Brown family has always been one of complexity, emotion, and shifting loyalties. For more than a decade, viewers of Sister Wives have been glued to their screens, watching Kody Brown navigate the joys and agonies of plural marriage alongside his 4 wives. What started as a fascinating exploration of family, faith, and unity has unraveled into a saga of heartbreak, broken bonds, and public drama. Now, the saga has taken its most shocking turn yet. Kody and his last remaining wife, Robyn, have declared in no uncertain terms that they will never again seek plural marriage. The announcement did not simply close a chapter in their lives, it sent shockwaves throughout the entire family,
leaving relationships fractured and fans wondering if this marks the true end of the Brown family legacy.